Don 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 don. What's good? What's good? What's good? On my ET shit. Fuck that ugly ass thing. What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? How's it going? How's it going? Yeah. I want to just reiterate on yesterday's video. I want to add on to yesterday's video. Um, and I also want to talk about the transits. And shout out to fucking Mooney Mercury. I just finished watching his live stream, and he actually made me realize a lot of shit in that live stream because a lot of like me talking the way I'm talking and me doing my thing, I just did it because I'm just like I don't give a fuck about this shit. I've always had a not give a fuck attitude, but he made a point where he said we going into a lot of Aries energy and Neptune, Uranus, all these planets are Aries, and we gotta do shit on our own. And today I was out in public. Like life is your teacher. You're always learning. Every day you're learning. When you go to the fucking McDonald's and you get the wrong item, whatever the fuck you niggas eat, and you don't like that item, you learn not that item isn't for you. So you're always learning. If you put on some clothes and you don't like the way it looks on you, you know those clothes you don't like. So you're always learning. We're in a time now where the learning, because learning never stops, but the learning is in real life. There's no more learning on the internet. And this is why you're seeing a lot of this infiltration from these agents and these bots. Because think about it, we can hate on the government and how they're infiltrating and all this agent shit, but in reality, if people didn't watch the bullshit, then their shit wouldn't work. I'm not watching that shit. A lot of you niggas ain't watching that shit. But why is it still relevant? You can't solely just say it's the government. Yeah, fuck these niggas and they put shit out, but who's watching it? We got a lot of dumbass people that are still stuck behind. So this is why I say like the internet is dead. And this is why and my proof of the internet being dead, one of my proofs, there's much evidence, but one of the evidence of it being dead is that bullshit is starting to be more relevant. Like they're able to put all these agents and Billy Carson and Terrence and all these other fucking chump head faggots on your feed, and people are receptive to it. So that shows you nobody's learning no more because none of them are teaching. So when I say the internet is dead, nobody's learning, when Mooney Mercury says the internet's dead, nobody's learning, it's not just us talking shit, just trying to be just different or whatever. It's you can see the evidence because you got dumbass people like Billy Carson, Black Magic, fucking what's that other motherfucker's name? That Chinese looking nigger, Terrence Howard. You got all these motherfuckers that are actually relevant, and the fact that they're relevant shows you that they ain't that nobody's learning because they're not teaching shit. So you can't learn from something if nobody's teaching you. The only thing you can learn is how to be more of an idiot, I guess. But aside that, you're not learning anything from anybody out here. You're not. Don't get me wrong. There are a few people who are teaching. Like shout out to Dolo. But even when I see Dolo, I can tell he cut down his information because I'm sure he's aware that he's tapped in, and he's aware that he has a lot of deep knowledge. And I noticed he's been cutting down, and he's only talking about what's important because he can talk about a lot of shit, but he knows a lot of people are on that mental masturbation, and people are going to be so like they're just watching it for entertainment, and they're not going to actually learn in real life. So he has to be careful dropping deep shit, because if he drops too much deep shit, that's pointless to the actual person. Maybe pointful to him and certain people, but the average person, they don't need to fucking learn how to do a lot of this deep esoteric shit. They just need to learn how to do the basics, which they can't do because they have to fight their desires within. So that's not even about learning. That's a fight within them that I can't help you, you can't help them. They got to fight that inner battle of getting up off their ass to do whatever. Nobody can teach you how to wipe your own fucking ass. So this is why, like, you'll see people like Dolo, like, even the reception he gets based upon the knowledge he's dropping, and you see some bozo head like Billy Carson, what he's dropping in the reception he gets, that's evidence and proof that nobody's learning shit. It's just a fucking shit show. And remember I shout out that one, I'm not gonna say that nigga's name, but the nigga who did the Qigong and the breatharian, and I fuck that nigga. He ain't on shit too. Remember I told you guys how I don't like all these love and light people and they're on bullshit? I don't fuck with those people, but when I was watching this video, he did the Qigong and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, he does Qigong or whatever. So I watched, and he's into breatharian, liquidarian, and those things, which none of that shit's important. Qigong, breatharian, all that shit ain't important. It's important to better your life, and because you have to do what you got to do. But besides that, it's not like, oh, you're cool, you're some god, you can't eat. Oh, you did? Who gives a shit? But when I was watching this nigga's videos, he'll be on like that love and light bullshit, and it kind of, I knew it because I'm not dumb, but I overlooked that shit because I was like, there's a lot of information he's dropping, and he's liquidarian, and he's one of the few people that was like experience the same shit I experienced. But I have to hold myself back because I'll leave certain comments on his feed, like sometimes, like when he be doing the Qigong and shit, I'll be like watching this shit, and he'll be like, oh, like he'll be on like overlooked, but I wouldn't even say nothing negative. It'll be just something different, like, I don't like this. And then, like, let's just say this, they're talking, let's just say I'm about to go on an airplane trip, and I said I hate airplanes because people stink, and every time I have to sit next to a nigga, they breath stink. So I was like, I don't like airplanes because they stink. This is an example. He'll look at the comment. Oh, he said hate. This doesn't come out of his mouth. This is all energetic, which I'm picking up. Oh, he said hate. Why did you say hate? What? And he'll like skip the comment and be like, and then open his like, I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, you weak ass spirit. Like, I'm not, like, this is some bullshit. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, it ain't that serious. And just because you liquidarian, you breatharian, you can fast, that don't mean you shit. The reason you're doing this so you don't experience pain and you don't experience hell. Like, motherfucker was like, oh, the reason I'm vegan is because I watched a fucking video, which was created obviously by Maces, and it was pushed out. Ain't nobody making no fucking video going into some goddamn rancher farm that's highly secretive and shit and seeing animals getting killed. Only a government or it's like some psyop shit. He's like, oh, I seen a video of chickens getting killed, and I felt sad, and that's what made me vegan. I'm like, if that shit makes you vegan, nigga, like, that's kind of suspect to me on some weird shit. Like, how the fuck does that make you vegan? How about like you being vegan because that's what you really want to do spiritually? Or I don't know. How about just you not fucking dying from a disease, or you actually completing your mission? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having care for animals, but at the end of the day, I give a fuck about a chicken getting killed. I don't give a shit about a fucking chicken getting killed. I don't give a fuck because I won't kill a chicken to eat it. I'm on my path to go vegan. I'm not fully vegan, but that's for me. But I'm not gonna tell another nigga, oh, you need to be vegan. And nah, I don't give a fuck. That's for me. That has not. I can give it. If anything, nigga, go eat me. Go enjoy your life. So the reason I say all this is because everybody on the internet is just, they're not learning. Everybody just trying to appease thoughts and feelings, not of just the other person they're engaging with, but some synthetic ass thought and feeling that has been constructed by the system that's like, or the matrix or the system as just sitting there. So now when you walk into a room, there's the same government that everybody hates and complains about because Cheerios cost $3 more and nobody wants to pay $8 for a box. That same government that did all that shit that you're complaining about, they're creating these systems that you're upholding. So when you walk in the room, that tension's already there. And it's like, all that shit needs to just fade away. And if you're trying to entertain that, and you're one of these individuals that's trying to entertain that shit, at least around me, I'm not having it no more. And I'm even seeing this start to leak into the real life. Like, I was out in public today and I mind my fucking business. But I can see every day people are getting, this is why I'm telling you, this shit is leaking into real life. So when you're in real life, you also got to be careful because a lot of people watch the internet. You got to look at like everybody's watching the internet. Not because they want to, but because they have to, because everybody's broke. They don't have nothing to do and nobody's doing nothing for the most part. So you're either making money on the internet or you're watching the internet. So when I go into reality and I'm like thinking a certain way and I'm walking a certain way and I like look a certain way, I'll notice people get kind of triggered and they'll give me a certain stare and it's getting more heavily, especially since we're going into these transits. We're going through an energetic shift. So a lot of people are feeling so miserable and pent up within that because they're watching the internet and they're seeing all this bullshit. So it's rotting their brain. The internet's actually rotting their brain. So what's going on is they're taking it into the real life. And since nobody has the balls to come up and just start some shit, not saying you should, because I don't, I'd never, but nobody has the, this is speak like a, just speaking for sake, general sake. Nobody has the balls to actually start some shit. And they have to pick up what they do is they wait on they pick up on your frequency and vibration and they start to act passive aggressive. So this is why I say be careful when you're in public. I'm not sure about where you guys are from, but where I'm from, I'm starting to see this a lot. People are like, they're very angry and upset. So this is why I don't even stare people in the face because I don't even want to give them gratification to get there. Like, if you angry, motherfucker, go heal. Don't sit there and try to fucking, don't sit here and try to project your own bullshit onto me. Like, I don't care, because if you project it onto me, like this stupid, I was at the fucking store today, right? And this stupid ass bitch, I'm like talking to the lady because I wanted to get cash back and I lost my car, so I have to wait to get my car. So I have tap on my phone. And I was like to the lady, it was a white lady. I was like, and I see her all the time. I don't have no issue with her. I was like, can I you get does this self check I do cash back? And she says, this one does cash back, but you can't do tap. Because last week I did tap, so they just updated. I didn't know. I'm talking to her and she's all like, and she's all talking to me and I couldn't hear because this stupid, dingy ass, ghetto ass, scrawny, anorexic black bitch. How do you look like a breatharian but you're not healthy like a breatharian? You just failed. At least if you look like a skinny anorexic bitch, at least be healthy and not eating for 3 days. Bitch, you eat it every day and you still look unhealthy. Just fucking kill yourself, bitch. She's all like, excuse, with her ghetto ratchet ass. Obviously a ghetto nigger bitch. And I try not to be, but she was a ghetto nigger bitch. Like, oh, excuse me. Like, like I'm supposed to know you're behind. And I'm in the fucking aisleway, bitch. Like, where I'm talking to the lady so you could walk around. And I got her ass back, and I'm gonna tell you how. Excuse me. And then fucking and I talked to the lady. I just let her go because I'm talking to the lady. I couldn't get cash back, so I went. I just fucking. I didn't give a fuck because I got what I needed in there anyway. So I paid for my shit, the little banana that I paid for, and I left. And then as I'm walking out, the bitch, she like kind of parked next to me and shit. And this bitch is like retarded and shit. Like, I seen her get in the car and I drove my car out and I seen her backing out. And as she was driving, I like revved my engine and I drove by. Like, I was supposed to let them go because they have to ride, but I went in front of them and I honked my motherfucking horn. She didn't know it was me, but I'm like, bitch, don't play that shit with me. I just sped out that fucking shit. I knew she was pissed because, bitch, don't do that shit to me, bitch. I don't say I always get the last word, but I get the last word, bitch. And so I went and shit. So the reason I say this is because that shit right there was there's plenty of examples I can tell you, but that was an example of like just this negative, toxic bullshit. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with people? And when I look at the people she was with, all wretched ghetto people, you can tell the type of shit they watch on it, and you can tell like she's on the internet, she's on her phone, TikTok, all this shit. So this is what I'm telling you, nigga. All this shit on the internet, it's like it's carrying over in real life. And this is why I said in my last post, carry light defense. Don't look at people in the face. Mind your business. If it's not about building, don't build. Even with my brother, I'm starting to see this. Like he called me the other day. I didn't feel like talking. And then I felt bad because I always don't feel like talking. But every time I talk, it reminds me why I don't talk to him. I texted him yesterday. I didn't call him because I told him I was going to call him like a week ago. I didn't call him. And I just feel every time I call him, it's like he wants to debate. I'll be talking to him on some deep shit. and he always wants to debate. And before he's always been like this, but before now it's getting worse because of the energy. This is why I'm able to see it in family members and shit. So he's all like, I'm all talking to him about some just spiritual shit, and pretty much he's like, everything I say he has an answer for. He'll be the type of person who'll call me about a problem. Oh, my life sucks, this, and that. And then I'll tell him, well, what are we talking about? We'll have a different conversation. I'll be like, what are we talking about? You're whatever we're talking about and whatever you're arguing about is not better in your life. Your life is still not where it wants to be. He's the type of person who'll say, my life is perfectly fine. What are you talking about? My life is fine. And he'll literally believe that shit while talking and make bullshit rationalization. So you can never win with him. So I'm at a point right now where I don't even talk to him because, nigga, you always right. You have all the answers. So, okay. So at this point, what I was like, you know what? Yeah, your life is perfect. Your life is perfect, but you're at a point, your life compared to me, I don't want to be that. So since I don't want to, you could say you have the best life ever, but since I don't want to be in that position, and anybody with a healthy, true spiritual awareness consciousness wouldn't want to be in that and knows that there's room for, not saying he's in a bad position, but there's room for improvement. I can't talk to you, debate you. Don't talk to me about anything spiritual unless we're about to build or anything. And that's how it needs to be with anyone, including family or with anyone. It's easier to do it in public because you already know you ain't building with a lot of these people. It's 2025. If you have to go and learn anything from anybody, you're fucking retarded. Nobody can teach you how to be yourself. If anything, the only way you can learn, because Neptune and all the, and Uranus going to Gemini, Saturn and Aries, all these planets shifting, these outer planets shifting, the only way you can actually be yourself is actually learning from experience. You can't learn from anybody because everybody is just gonna pretty much cater to a certain thought and feeling that's constructed by this matrix. And as a result, you're not going to be learning. Everything's just going to be to impress, to make the next person feel good. And if you're monetizing, you have money, and you're making money, I'm not going to say that's good, but I would give you more leeway. But that's a very small percentage of people. Most people aren't making no money from this shit. Most people ain't doing shit in their life, and they're still trying to uphold that, which is a fucking problem. And even if you are monetized, you can always get demonetized. Like, people forget, you could get, there's a such thing as demonetization. If YouTube doesn't like how you're talking, or they don't even like the shirt you're fucking wearing because you wore it too many times, or you said the swear word, or a narrative happens and you spoke slightly against it, even if it's not spiritual, they could demonetize you. So I don't know what the fuck everyone's doing clinging onto this shit. If anything, get in and get out. If you're monetized, get in, stack your money, invest, and make a plan. Don't be comfortable catering because your audience is fucking retarded, and your audience won't even support you. Look what they did to Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh had a retarded fucking audience. This is why they were easily able to turn their back on him, because they weren't actually evolving and growing. They were just trying to get mental masturbation and entertainment, and they weren't doing shit. So when he did a certain thing a certain way, everybody went against him. But you notice how everybody went against him, but nobody went against him? And by that, I mean anybody who wasn't really important. And you can say, oh, he lost monetization and he lost clients, but that was all bullshit people. So if you're building a bullshit platform, obviously you're going to lose bullshit people because you've exposed yourself for being real. So this is why I say we're in a different time. Anybody who's on the internet, they're not learning anything unless it's something like how to cook fucking, I don't know, medium well Wagyu on an open grain flame grill a certain way, so the texture is this and that, and you want to get your fucking your shirt sewed a certain specific way so it can look fresh, and you don't have to go buy enough. Like, learning dumb shit that's really not even important. Even if you raise your awareness, you probably wouldn't even need to learn 90% of that shit on there. That's the only thing you're really learning. How to. That's all TikTok is a bunch of hacks and how-tos on a bunch of useless shit that nobody even knows uses. Did you know if you open a can of raviolis and you stick a toothpick, the raviolis fall all together like this, and it makes it easier, so you have shish kebab ravioli? Shut the fuck up. Who gives a fuck about that dumbass shit? That's really what you're really getting, is a bunch of how-tos, a bunch of useless, dumbass shit. Nobody's learning shit anymore. And I'm not saying there wasn't a time people weren't learning, but even then, even the time where all the information was there, people still weren't learning, because you actually have to apply the information, which most people, they can't do, because like I said earlier in this video, that's an inner battle. Nobody can teach you how to wipe your own ass. So this is why I say the internet is done. It's outdated on a certain level where it was before. Right now, this shit is just MTV, VH1, just retarded shit that no one really gives a fuck about. And if you don't believe that, turn on the internet, and because how are all these content creators so-called helping people, but every time I walk outside, it seems like the society is going on a decline. And you can't say nobody's watching social media. Everybody's watching social media. Most people are broke. They don't have money. They don't have a purpose, a mission. What are they doing? They're not just going home staring at the wall. They don't even have an attention span to even watch paint dry. They have to be stimulated. So this is why I say everybody's on the internet, or they're on a video game, which is even frying your brain even more, because when you're on a video game, you're not even aware of the bullshit for you to even decipher if it's bullshit or not. So when bullshit comes to you, when you're not on the video game, and I'm talking about people who play 8 hours a day, you're more receptive to it. So this is why you'll see a lot of dumbass people who play video games like 8 hours a day plus. These are the same people who believe in the narratives, because they're not doing any research and they think it's normal. And if they're the type of people who say, "Well, I play video games because I like to escape the world from the nonsense," and then when you ask them, "What's the world you're escaping?" Donald Trump in politics. Bitch, that's not the fucking world. That's a fake ass world that you could participate in if you want. Ever since Donald Trump became president, ain't nothing really changed like that. You can say certain shit changed, but even the shit you want to say changed, it was already happening for the most part. People always been getting laid off. And a lot of the shit they were already gonna fucking do. They just did it when this nigga got in office so it can look more relevant and look like the shit is actually switching, so people will pay attention to their politics. They have to, when they put a president in office, especially somebody like Donald Trump, they'll be stupid to make the world the same like it was before. They have to at least make a change and piss people off, and they have to, so people can believe in it. So this is why I say, like the world is completely lost at this point, and there's no coming back. There's no coming back. Like, and I'm not saying, because I'm not saying for the people who've done the shadow work or currently doing the shadow work or who are choosing to do the shadow work. I'm not speaking to you. As long as you know what you're doing, aka you can teach yourself, aka live life and experience and get taught that way, then you're good. But as far as the people who actively are choosing to not wake up, then it's done for them. It's a wrap, because it's only going to get harder to actually better yourself. Like, a lot of people out here, their main goal and their main problem and their main issue that they think the world is going through is financial. And I'm not saying there aren't financial problems, but if people would get other things in order in house, those won't even be a problem. Not to say you'll have money, because a lot of dumbasses will say, "Oh, do this and money will attract money." How about it's not always attracting money, idiots? About if cheese costs $20 and I'm complaining that capitalism and cheese costs $20, if I don't like cheese because it tastes like shit, is that a problem to me? No, it's not. People talk about AI is the future. AI can help us do this and that. But most of the shit AI helps you do, if you were on a certain conscious awareness, you wouldn't even be stunning that shit. So therefore, you wouldn't even need AI for that. Not because you could do it yourself, but because you don't even give a fuck about the shit it can do. You see what I'm saying? People aren't even on that fucking level yet. So that's why I say the world is gone, because they think issues that aren't issues are issues. Fucking nigger shit, dumbass shit. That's why I say I'm like, the world is done. It's a wrap. And it's over. When they say the world is ending, they mean the mind. The world is the mind. So people's minds are being fried, and you can see this as a result. This is why the movies suck. They released that Captain America movie with that fucking dingy ass nigger. and shit. Everybody talk about DEI. Didn't they just fucking cast a fucking nigger as Captain America? When the fuck is a nigger Captain America? I don't fucking know. I didn't watch that stupid ass shit, but I seen reviews and shit. People like, the movie's trash. It sucks. Like, obviously it sucks, nigga. You know the time we're in. Nobody has all the people who even created the so-called good movie. I won't even call them good because they were trash to me, but let's just say the shit that people were receptive to. They're fucking long, old, died. They're not here or they're retired. They're not fucking doing that. The people that are making this shit now, they're people around my age. And most people around my age ain't shit. So everything is getting trashed. The movie's getting trashed. The music sucks. This is why, like, I can listen to music on the internet. So I said, I'm going to start making my own music. And I can listen to music on the internet. That's not even like hip hop and shit. And they're not that it's not hip hop, but it's not mainstream hip hop. It sounds better, and I'm jamming to that compared to the other shit. This is why they have to make Kendrick Lamar so theatric. They can't just release that nigga's music. They can't just release Drake's music. They have to have drama behind the fucking shit. So it can sell because their energy's lost. Like I said about Will Smith. Will Smith can't make an Iron Man or an iRobot 2. He can't do it. What he has to do is fucking be in some type of scandal with his fucking faggot pedophile looking son, or not even pedophile, but he looked like he attracts pedophiles. His son looks like he gets dick in the ass, or he attracts that type of shit. So he could only they could only set up scandals with his fucking son and him, and niggas fucking his wife and that bald-headed diseased bitch, and that will make you pay attention to his content through clicks and views, because they need your clicks and views. This is why they want to keep everyone depressed, and this is the reason why they want everybody's brain rotted and fried, because that allows that whole click and view algorithm to be able to prosper. If people have the awareness as like I do and a lot of you niggas do who watch my page and people like mine's pages, you wouldn't be clicking and viewing a lot of the shit that they need you to click and view to make money. If they have fucking Will Smith or a celebrity slip on a fucking banana peel in front of Target and everybody laughing at them, they need dumbass people to entertain it to make money. Otherwise, nobody's gonna make money off that fucking story. So this is why they need you fucking retarded. This is why the whole internet is nothing but Billy Carson and that fucking Asian nigger looking motherfucker, Terrence Howard, looking like Ching Tyrone. I don't know what the fuck he looks like. What the fuck he's mixed with? Alien or aliens ain't real, but you guys know this nigga looks like that fucking that Roswell creature that they fucking promote, mixed with nigger. Like, that's the only thing they could put, and they have to bring him out of the fucking dirty ass closet because he's a celebrity, and they need people thinking that their shit is important. So then they'll have niggers like Phil Valentine, Black Magic, and Billy Carson, that whole group, not just those specifically, but that whole circle of niggers and niggettes. And they'll have somebody like Bill, or not Billy Carson, because he ain't even, he's part of that nigger niggette shit. But he'll have that Terrence Howard, the Asian nigger. They'll have him because he's a celebrity, so they can just put him and talk about Billy Carson. They're probably pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they put him on Black Magic. Once you see him on there, then you know they really want people. They know they're losing the people's attention when they bring out a celebrity and they put the celebrity on YouTube for like a content creator. You know they're losing energy. That's why they have to do it, because then all the content creators who are fucking retarded, who don't know their puppets, they're gonna be wet like a fucking schoolgirl looking at a fucking boy band like a bitch. Oh my goodness! He's on my channel. I must be to shut the fuck up, nigga. You're a fucking puppet, bitch. No one gives a fuck about that weak ass shit, nigga. Wake the fuck up. So they have to put that nigger on your platform and then to try to gas it up. But that shit ain't gonna last, because people, the average person's attention span can't even do shit. So that's gonna dry up, and they're gonna have to find something else. They're gonna probably have to make some type of, I don't even know what the fuck's next. Anything can happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they have Mr. Beast as president in the next election, because once Donald Trump doesn't provide and something happens, like he doesn't come into what, like once people start fucking with Trump, they're gonna have to get Mr. Beast or fucking Kai Cenat as president, and I literally would not be surprised. Don't put it past you guys' head that they won't do some shit like that. Kai Cenat as president. There's a fucking election and he's against Mr. Beast, white versus black, and they have him and it's like a young kid. They'll probably do that shit because they're that desperate to get your attention. So like, I wouldn't even put it past them to do that stupid dumbass shit. Like, for real. Like, that's how sad this shit is getting. And when you see somebody like Kai Cenat, like, what the fuck does this nigga? I literally never watched this nigga's videos. What happens is I always will see shit on the feed and I'll see news articles and I'll see people talk about him, but I never sat and watched a live stream of this nigga. I'll only see him from like third perspective, and I'm like, what does this nigga do? And how is he so? I low key don't even think he's that popular. I think a lot of it's synthetic. Like, obviously he has some. The popularity he may have is because of it being synthetic. So they're trying to promote him and push him, and people know him because he's shoved down everyone's throat. So it's easy for them to make it look like he got a lot of views, but like, I know who he is, but I know who he is on some negative shit. And I'm thinking most people know him on some negative shit. So that's where the fame gets to. And then you have a bunch of kids who watch that shit who probably also cater to that, which is probably like 89% of the audience. But I don't even think people watch that shit like it is. It's just, he's a puppet and he needs to be put out there. It's like, no one really gives a fuck about Seth Rogen. But yet everybody knows Seth Rogen. Not because he's fucking a talented actor. It's because he's a fucking puppet. That's the same with a lot of these content creators. They're fucking puppets. Not like anybody. They got an audience. Who the fuck doesn't got an audience? I got a fucking audience. So obviously they're gonna have a fucking audience. But is their audience real? As you think it is? No, it's not. Because mainly it's children, it's kids. So it's like, it's ridiculous. And when you see a nigga like that famous, you know the world is done. Like, what the fuck does this guy talk about for him to have so much traction? And this nigga's driving like a maniac. He's fucking like doing donuts in the parking lot. But like I'm saying, like, who the fuck is watching these niggas? Nobody. Or not as much people as you think. Because a lot of people you think are getting watched aren't getting watched like you think. Just because something says a million views, it could probably have 300,000 views. Because if you have $100,000, you can look like you have $1 million. You don't have to have $10 million. You don't have to have $100 million to look like $100 million. You can have $10 million and look like $100 millionaire. You can have $50 million and look and act like a billionaire. You catch my drift? So these niggas, they got a big audience, but it ain't that fucking big as what the numbers show. I don't think it is. Fuck out of here with that shit. I'm gonna read some of these comments, but if you want to see any evidence of the internet being outdated, look at what's popping on the internet. Look at the comment sections of some people who drop deep information, and look at the comment sections of like the average person who ain't dropping shit. You go on Seven Bomar's channel, that stupid nigger ain't talking about shit. He talks like a fucking Mason. This nigga was on Time magazine years ago. He was on the cover of Time magazine. Yet this stupid nigga is trying to act like, because people like Seven Bomar, he's a puppet, whether he knows it or not. What they do with Seven Bomar, I think he knows it, is people like him, even Phil Valentine, they get information that's deep and esoteric, and they get Masonic literature and indoctrination, and they water the real deep esoteric information down. So when the average person comes into deep esoteric, they could be, well, it was already talked about. It's not that serious. And now we're back to square one, just like science people. Oh, how do we cure world hunger? Maybe if I could create this technology that can siphon the energy, magnetic fields from the air and create its own pulse, and we can charge our phones without having to plug it in, maybe we can solve world hunger. And we can't do that because remember, this content creator, this puppet, it said that it can't happen. So now we're forced to go back to square one, being stuck. So now the people who run this shit, who control all that shit, they're still where they're at, on top. That shit needs to stop. Anybody who's talking with Masonic literature, Masonic indoctrination needs to be eradicated from this shit because they're keeping everyone back. They'll talk about some because I'll watch their shit. They'll talk some deep. They'll steal content. Like I'll be watching Dolo's channel and he'll be saying shit, and then you'll have people like Seven Bomar and other people start saying it, but then they say it in a watered down, like it's almost like it's a puppet or some shit, and like it's like some puppet shit, or they're being fed. Say talk about this, but talk about it in this way. Like they'll talk about it, and then they don't, and then they mix it in with some bullshit, and then the people watch it, and then nothing gets done. This is why he'll have a 2 hour live stream and it has 50,000 views. When you see somebody talking deep esoteric or so-called esoteric and they have a 2 hour live stream, you need to understand that, and it's 50,000 views, that's fake. It's not real. It's not real. So be wary when you're seeing stuff like that. I'm gonna read some of the comments. And this is the reason why I'm just like, fuck this shit. I don't care about this shit no more. Because even when you look at it like, well, I don't want to speak on that again. He's like, people are whack. Like I cannot just go. I cannot. I just got so projected on. Stressful was fake. I don't know. I don't think he's fake. Shout out to him. I've seen this couple of his videos. He's on the info. I want to say he's fake. Shout out to Swetzel at Johns Canada. Only hacks on the internet only to get their minds hacked. For real. To be honest, the internet's all fake. The internet, everything's constructed on the internet. Everything. Like they need people's brain. They don't need you intelligent. They don't want you guys too smart. They don't want you putting the pieces. Not just from esoteric, even on mundane shit. Like even like you said, hacks on the internet. They need people stupid because if people were smart and intelligent, then you wouldn't even be able to have a Facebook account. You wouldn't even be able to have a credit card because people will be too damn smart. They'll be able to hack it and shit. You see what I'm saying? So even like when you look at some of these credit card hacks and some of these schemes that these motherfuckers be doing, like there's a lot of scams, hacks that the FBI are actively studying, and they don't broadcast to the public because they don't want to get ideas to people because it would destabilize the system. If people knew it was easy to have a device or to create a device that can intercept RFID technology and you be able to get somebody's information and date of birth and who the fuck they did all through the internet and what they're watching on YouTube, then if they made it easy, then everything their system wouldn't be able to run like they run. So they have to not. This is why like you guys look at technology as everything that they invented, and technology is what they can invent. And no, there's a lot of technology that they don't need. This is why they take a long time to release technology and shit. And this is why they have to keep people dumb. So therefore, you don't go up into Best Buy, Home Depot, and create your own shit. So therefore, you can just hack the system and learn how to build and not be a part of it. They need people dumb. They don't want people intelligent and tapped in and have certain neurons. They don't want that fucking shit. So you gotta always understand, like, it's like they're really, and then not only that, like I said earlier, their whole algorithm of clicks and views, um, click and views, click to pay. Every time you make money on monetization, all of that is energy and people watching videos. So they need you. Wait, nothing is free. So somebody say, "Oh, I'm monetized. I have a TikTok." And people say, "Oh, I wanna make a TikTok channel. I wanna." Why? So you can rob people's brains? You fucking idiot. Nothing is free. When you're making $1 million on TikTok and you're just dancing, you're draining people's attention. Don't you think there's some type of karma for that if you're not providing nothing to somebody? You're just broadening their brain and wasting their time. Because the only reason a TikToker that just dances gets 1 million views a day is because there's 1 million stupid fucking people. Or I don't want to say 1 million because maybe those are all fake, but there's a lot of stupid people. Because if people have the awareness of me, I don't watch that shit. So imagine if everyone had awareness like me or like you, or not even the smartest, but just somewhat of an awareness to not watch stupid shit. No one's gonna watch that. So therefore, they can't make monetization wouldn't be a thing. You make monetization, not some fucking old hairy Jewish fuck in a fucking office that's, oh, I'm gonna monetize this. And no, they don't. It's the people. You have to actually watch the fucking video to get the monetization because it's all through ad revenue. And the ads, if certain ad criteria aren't being met, they're gonna just remove your ad. This is why they remove ads on certain videos and only put ads on certain videos, because they need to gravitate to a certain audience. If you don't give a fuck about a lot of these products and corporations, their ad revenue monetization wouldn't care. All the way down to video games and what's the shit you see on advertisements? Over the counter Dayquil medicine. If no one took that and nobody played video games, and ad revenue and monetization wouldn't work like it did, because nobody will buy that shit. So what would be the incentive for the fucking advertisements? It's all the people. Don't forget that. Fuck, I just heard somebody get blurred. I think that's that nigga. That nigga must have got blurred. I don't know. But like I said, it's the people that make monetization. Don't forget that. And this is why they have to keep people dumb. Because there's a lot of money on YouTube. This is why when they ban, they say, oh, we're going to ban TikTok. Man, shut the fuck up. They ain't banning that shit. Why would they ban something like, there's millionaires with lawyers up the ass who are on TikTok, on YouTube, who are on the internet? Why would they just shut this shit down? That's why it baffles me when I say people, oh, the economy is going to collapse. Why would the economy collapse? There's fucking Masons out here who have an addiction to fucking vaping nicotine. They have an addiction to fucking food and a whole bunch of video games and shit. You don't act like the people who run this shit, they don't have, not the run it, but the people who are within it, that are players in it, like people that are like puppets, that are, they have an interest to keep the shit running. They need their nicotine. They need their fix. They need their porn. They need their garbage food. Why would they want the economy just to go straight down? I'm not saying it won't ever collapse, but it's not going to be like you guys think. Like, use your brain here. Like, a lot of these niggas need the economy more than a lot of you niggas, because they're actively a part of it. The fuck? So you gotta like understand that, like, you the people make this shit, not them. They need your attention. This is one of the reasons why they want to keep people dumb. It's for that reason. People always seem to like forget that for some reason. That, yeah. He said Mr. Beast for president. For real, they gotta have. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't put it past your head. Cat Williams, fuck that nigga. Yeah, I used to think Cat Williams was kind of real and shit. Like, this was years ago. But once, because it's funny, because remember when he made that he went on that Shay thing last January? He went on Shay. It's funny because that's when when he went on that, that's when I realized the energy was dying. Because a lot of those views on that page was fake. So don't even believe all those views. What happened was, because when he went on there, because remember there was a time where anytime a celebrity said the most dumbest common sense shit, everybody blew it out of proportion like it was something that nobody never heard of. Like, all you have to hear is fucking Brad Pitt say, there is a dark elite behind the curtains that controls the world, and everybody will be fucking shitting their pants and pissing and getting wet like they just seen some fucking porn or some shit, whatever the fuck is your thing. But now when I seen the Cat Williams, it didn't really go that way. Like, it was more him just talking shit and getting upset because fucking Kevin Hart got a fucking Masonic award and he didn't get. They were like fucking giving him all the awards and all the kudos and on his dick more. Oh, I should be there. I should be the number one puppet, not Kevin Hart. I work hard. I got all the dick in the ass and I fucking coon. And how was Kevin Hart? Because everything he was complaining about, it was how he performed for these Jews and how they didn't credit his performance and they credit Kevin Hart, and how Kevin Hart wasn't performing like him. He wasn't dancing as good as I was. He can't dance. He can't chuck like me. That's all his shit was. So it was just him bitching and moping. That's why I got fucking views and clicks. And he tried to say some deep shit like, oh, we're Egyptian. But then you see how that shit went past people's head, because no one gives a fuck anymore. No one cares about that shit anymore, because we're in a new shift. So now the celebrities, what they have to do now with the celebrities is create diss tracks, scandals, and like having fucking celebrity security guards shot and make it look like their ops or opponents set it up they have to go on like damn near where people are getting hurt now, because that's how you could tell the energy's drying, and soon that's gonna fucking wear off, and I don't even know what the fuck is next. At that point, they'll probably have one of the celebrities fucking just start going or hopping on live streams and just getting in everyone's algorithm or some shit. I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's probably their last attempt. Like just go on these people's algorithm and just start talking and then getting everyone wet and even sending them money to make them feel like they're special. Because you know how a lot of Gen Z, they need gratification and attention, and they need. So I heard one Gen Z say, "Oh, if I got a lot of views, that means I'm doing something right, because that means that people love me." Fucking idiot. Like that in these days, that means you're doing the wrong fucking thing, and the spirit ain't fucking with you if too many people like you, especially if you talking some bullshit. They're not fucking with you, and you should actually be wary about that shit. And you might get some fucking negative karma because you misleading people with your influence. So be careful, bitch. But like shit like that. This is why, like I say, like it's a wrap for this whole game. Like, and you know it's dying because you're seeing how they're reaching. Like, how many celebrities are having diss? Like that Kendrick and Drake diss. That shit was like, when the fuck does rappers diss like that? And you notice they have to do it because ain't nobody give a fuck about rappers and shit like that. Everybody's making their own music. Nobody's listening to that crap. Nobody even buys albums no more. So all of them have to make money through concerts, and that shit's. I don't even know if that shit's doing good. I think that shit's drying up because who the fuck's going to concerts? Only people who go to concerts are bitches and white people or white niggas. I don't like to say all white niggas because some of them, they know that shit's bullshit. But when you go to a concert, it's white niggas and bitches that go to a concert. All the friends that I had or people that I was cool with, oh, you want to go to a concert? I'm gonna go to a concert. I'm like, concert? Like I've never heard that stuff. Like it's kind of foreign to me. Like a concert? Like I didn't say it was like like it just I never heard of it. Like invite, and it's only from like certain type of white people or people who are like of that white suburban or bitches. And that's just gonna be dying down because with the way the internet's going, people. My bad, guys. People gotta start waking up. I'm gonna read some of these comments. You guys are leaving a lot. Usually, you guys don't leave a lot of comments, so that's why I just like fuck it. But yeah, it's another thing. Collab. They have to force collabs. That's what they're doing. They're forcing a lot of collabs. Why? Like even when you see like Kevin Hart and he was on like Kai Cenat shit. I didn't watch the shit, but I just seen like the fucking article, like an article, or it was on my feed. And you could the way Kevin Hart looked, you could just tell like his money's because anytime you see a celebrity on a content creator, it's in reverse. The content creators is actually going up, and the celebrities going down. There was a time where celebrities back in like 2010, 2009, you guys maybe don't remember. Some of you guys probably not old enough, but there was times celebrities will make fun of other celebrities for playing in a commercial. They're like, "You're playing in a commercial?" I even heard a rapper. It's like, what was the name? I think it was J. Cole. One of his old songs. He's like, "You niggas." He's like, "I'm real like you niggas internet hot. I'm real life hot. You can't compare to me." He says something. If you say that nowadays, niggas gonna look at you like you stupid. You see what I'm saying? So everything is changing. So when you see a celebrity on a content creator, that means the celebrity he's losing money. I want to say they're losing money because they got money, but when you're a celebrity or when you're in a certain avenue, not making money is broke. So when you say, "Oh, this content, this nigga's broke, this celebrity's broke," it ain't that he's broke. It's just he ain't making money. So when you're not making money, then you're broke. So you gotta go and do other things. Like Shaquille O'Neal is their favorite puppet. They always give that nigga fucking endorsements, always giving him deals. He's like their best number one puppet, which is good for him, but it's also bad because if he slips up the slightest, you're gonna see a whole because they gave him so much money and shit. So anytime they give you like he said he has a $15 million annual contract for TNT he just signed. Who the fuck is even watching TNT? I didn't know people watch that dumbass shit, but They showed you like so that money is not his money. A lot of the money that these niggas get, their name isn't even on that debit card. It's somebody else's name. Maybe their handler. It's not even their money. This is why like they'll go through all these scandals and they'll just go broke instantly. Like even though it happened to Mike Tyson, they say he lost $400 million. Maybe he spent it. I don't think what I think happened. He wasn't playing by the rules, and then they made his ass go broke. And then once he's like, okay, you want to play by the rules? We'll give you another shot. And then now they put him in movies, just like they did with Dave Chappelle. He's like, oh, I don't want to take $50 million because he knew that money wasn't his. Why do you think Dave Chappelle was talking about? I don't want to take $50 million. I don't want to take 50 because he knew the money wasn't his. It's not his money because when you have that money, it's actually in somebody else's bank account, and you get to use it how you want, and only on certain things. As long as you're doing what they're doing, if you don't do what they say, they're gonna take the money. Dave Chappelle knew that, so I don't know what they did with him, but he started playing with the program now. And the funny thing is, Dave Chappelle ain't even popular like he was before, so he's not even in the same frequency. Well, he's always been lame as fuck to me. I never really fuck with him, but even like if you want to look at just for general perspective, at one point people fuck with him more. Everybody was watching Dave Chappelle show. He can't even reenact that really. It's not even the same. He ain't funny. Even when you look, he looks depressed and like he's suffering with a problem. Like he don't even look like he looks so miserable and angry and like he don't even look like the same Chappelle, which was jovial and chilling. As I'm saying, like it's a different person because at the end of the day, he knows this shit is bullshit. He knows he's living a lie because at one point he didn't want to take 50 million. Now this nigga's making like more than 50 million off fucking Netflix contracts. This nigga has over $100 million network. But I thought you were talking about you don't want to be no 50 million. You didn't want to take 50 million. Now you're doing a contract for Netflix that's his network is well over 100 million, I'm sure. And look at him now. He don't even look happy because he knows he's living a lie. He knows he's on some bullshit. That's why you look at Dave Chappelle now. Look at Dave Chappelle who's like, oh, 50 million. I don't want to take that. Different person. It's like he looks more like he don't even like his jokes come from a space of anger and cynicism and shit. Like all this other crap. It's like, it don't even come from like a space of like what he was doing before. And I never fuck with him because he never really was that funny to me at all. Like he really wasn't. Like most of these niggas wasn't really. The only person I'll say was funny that was a comedian was Mike Epps. He was the only one that I could say was funny. And he wasn't even that funny, but he was the only one that made me laugh and was really kind of funny. And shit, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, they weren't really that funny. They were just fucking hella like fucking loud and boisterous, and that's it. Especially Cat Williams. All that nigga did was just chuck and jive on that fucking stage and shit. Seth Rogen's a filthy, disgusting Jew. He probably has a Jewish lineage. That filthy, disgusting fuck, fat face. That nigga, like, no matter how much weight he loses and how much muscle he builds, he's always gonna look like a fucking sloppy Jew. Every time I look at that nigga, he looks like a sloppy Jew. Like this is physique. Like there's nothing he can do, nothing he can eat, do. He's just gonna look like a sloppy, beer belly, fucking rectangle in the body's Jew. Seven Bomar is not on shit. Hella lot. Yeah, fuck Seven Bomar. That nigga, he's on some bullshit. He's like that's why when you go to his comment section, it's all pristine and everyone. Oh, shout out King. How you doing? It's all because that's how you know it's fake. It's not. It's not real. He's not dropping anything real. Most of his comments are fake as well. A lot of these content creators, their shit is fake. It's all synthetic. And the thing is, nothing's getting built. People are like, what? Where's the work that they're doing? I don't see no change in the world. No, nothing. What they're doing. All the money that Seven Bomar has and all the shit he supposedly has, and he said he created a fucking machine. No, I could program water. What the fuck you talking about? You could program water. He nigga built a whole machine. You don't even hear about that shit no more. I don't even watch this channel, so I don't even know. Maybe he still talks about it, but I haven't heard about that shit in a long fucking time. Like he had a machine that programs water or some dumbass stupid shit. Like, why don't you use your millions to create a machine that can generate water from the air? You talk about programming some water that you get. Like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm not saying people got to do everything, and you don't got to do shit. I'm not like saying, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't need no help from no handout from nobody like that. Fuck you. Like, you ain't shit to me. But it's just the principle because he sells himself as somebody trying to help and create some type of new technology, like he's some type of inventor. But the only thing you can do is create a thing to program water. You better create that bullshit invention because if he created something that can generate water from the fucking air, them niggas will demonetize his channel and probably kill him. And he's too much of a pussy to take that fight on. So he's gonna stay creating bullshit technology that programs water that we don't even hear about no more. That's why you don't hear about it because that shit's fucking retarded. He probably didn't even feel right trying to sell it because he'll look like a fucking snake oil salesman, bitch ass nigga. And I'm gonna start cussing these niggas out. Fuck all these niggas. They're all on some bullshit. I'm not. If you're not speaking no real shit that can help people or something that's outside of Masonic liturgy or Masonic thought, fuck you. Fuck Phil Valentine. Even fuck Bobby Hemming, that fat son of a bitch. I won't disrespect Brother Panic because Brother Panic, he passed away. I don't like to speak on the dead like that. And I watched Brother Panic, so I'm not gonna hate on him. But I remember Brother Panic says something like to the everyone used to always go on Brother Panic's live stream and say, Brother Panic, where's Bobby Hemmett? Where's Bobby Hemmett? And Brother Panic would be like, he doesn't want to talk to you niggas. Don't you think if he wanted to talk to you, he will sit there and say something? And I'm like, damn, for somebody who never really dropped shit that deep, he sure has an ego, and people are on this nigga's nuts. Like people should get the memo. He don't fuck with you niggas. Like I don't know why people look at him like he's sometimes like fuck that fat ass nigga. Like I don't give a fuck about Bobby Hemmett. People don't talk about Bobby. What the fuck did he teach that nigga isn't common fucking sense? He didn't bring shit. Only thing he talked about was a fucking 72 Goatias, the fucking Aleister Crowley, and how fucking that cracker was the most best cracker, and that's the only cracker's dick I'll suck because he's Aleister Crowley, and he talked about our black magic. Shut the fuck up, you stupid nigga. It wasn't black people's black magic, nigga. It's a fucking that nigga was Aleister Crowley wasn't shit. And then people got wet off that shit because that was the first time you heard about that type of shit. And they'll talk about the white man, but yet they kept bringing up Aleister Crowley's bald-headed buzzard ass every fucking video like he's actually means something. Like he's nothing but a bald-headed ass cracker. That's what I'm saying. Like this shit is ridiculous. And then he has the audacity to be like, to not even people want to. The people that supported you all these years and even gave you money when his ass was sick in the hospital, everyone donated money, but he couldn't come out and say thank you. He just took the money and went in and didn't even at least make a fucking video. Not that he can because his shit's bullshit, but fuck that community. That black community ain't shit. That conscious, cause I ain't black, so that stupid ass community ain't shit. Bunch of narcissistic dumbasses. And there was this one nigger on the fucking Black Magic. He does fucking fraudulent numerology because he's not no real numerologist. He's a fake ass numerologist. He's like, it's a posturous and it's a shame what the same anger that I have towards the bullshit on YouTube. He's saying that nobody takes his information serious. I'm like, bitch, everybody takes your shit serious. That's why you have the views you have. And you should be lucky you have that, you fucking stupid ass dingy nigger. Because nobody should be paying attention because you're retarded. But yet he has the audacity to say nobody takes the information. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You got it backwards. Everybody's listening to you too much. They need to stop listening to you, nigga. The fuck out of here. How the fuck you gonna say that? I'm gonna read some more of these comments. He's like, you ain't shit. Who the fuck is this? I hope you ain't talking to me. Cause I seen you before. I don't know. I don't think you talking to me. Yeah, I'll see. I'll see. Let evidence present itself for me to like cuss you out or not. Maybe you talking to somebody else. I don't want to. Cause I seen you before. If I didn't see you before, I would cuss you out. But I see you before. Maybe you talking about something else. But we gotta get this shit together, though, man. Well, we don't gotta get shit together, to be honest. Everything's actually together how it's meant to be, really. Like shit's gotta formulate itself one way or another. It's just you want to do it the hard way or the easy way. That's the thing. Yeah, a lot of those Gen Z they are going to concerts. Mysterio got a point. That's because somebody's buying those concert tickets. It ain't just selling itself. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Oh, shout out to Jackie New was good with it. I used to rush Fernando. I think he got hella witchcraft on him. I think it's like that crazy lunatic nigga who talks about astrology. I don't know. I don't think it's no witchcraft because even if you want to say it's some witchcraft, at the end of the day, you have the power to remove that witchcraft. Ain't nobody powerful like that where they can just put witchcraft in and fuck up your shit. There ain't nobody like that. Like that doesn't make no sense. Motherfuckers talk about, oh, I put witchcraft on this person. All these Bill, I'm a Babalao. I'm this, I'm that. I'm Oshun. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up, nigga. Go use your Oshun power to get rid of the government. Go take down Donald Trump. Go take down all these people that you so-called black people hate. You can't do that because your shit don't work like that, motherfucker. Unless you want to say your shit works, but you can't do it because that means your shit's weak. And if you start talking like that, they get all offended. Oh, my shit ain't weak. Then go take down the government, motherfucker. Obviously, your shit ain't like that. Get the fuck out of here. Somehow you can sit there and send all this witchcraft, but somehow the government is still walking. Somehow the person who killed Trey, all the niggers that was mad. You know how many black people in the occult community that were upset about Trayvon Martin and shit, and all these politicians that do all this shit every day. Why isn't nothing happening to them? And I'm not saying bad things don't happen to them, but even if something bad happens to them, is it because of the witchcraft or just because shit just happens to them? Like, and why? Like, it's just weird. Like, fuck individual. Why wouldn't you use that witchcraft to overtake the system and make it? Obviously, this shit don't work how they're telling you it works. It doesn't work like how they're telling you. I'm not saying witchcraft and all that don't work, but like I said, you don't have 100% free will in this world. You ain't just like what the fuck. Like who the fuck has power to be like at that point, nigga? You might as well call yourself fucking God. You're able to control the reality of people and everything. And even if you were to able to do that, based upon the mechanics of this reality and how shit goes, wouldn't you get karma for infringing and shit? So who the fuck, even if you have the ability to do that, a person who's intelligent, who has that power, wouldn't be dumb enough to just start infringing upon people's free will just because they did something negative. Like sometimes shit needs to play the fuck out. I can see for something personal to you, but like people are dumb. Yeah. But to that Nick, if you were talking about me, nigga, fuck you. To be honest, like for real, fuck you, nigga. I am shit, nigga. I am the shit, nigga. That's why you on my channel. I think you was talking about me because you would have at least corrected yourself and came on my fucking or left a comment saying, "Oh, it wasn't." So the fact that you didn't means you probably were talking to me. So if you were talking to me, nigga, fuck you. Don't tell me I ain't shit. The fuck I am shit. The fuck I've been shit. That's why you were watching my shit, and you've been watching my shit, and you probably will keep watching, and even like the fuck. I ain't shit. That's what Moody Mercury was talking about. People be cool with you, and they want like that other nigga who he was roasting today. Like at one point in time, because if you're gonna make a video, that's one thing Moody Mercury needs to realize. Anybody who's gonna make a video of talking about you and get into details about your music, first of all, he admitted he listened to your song and he watched your videos because the way he was talking about you, it's only somebody who was heavily invested in you can even talk about. So at one point he was a fan. So all it is a person who was a fan and they didn't agree with one thing, and then instead of taking what they can that resonates and respecting you for the knowledge you gave them, they just want to throw the baby with the bathwater. So niggas like that deserve to get a big fuck you. Like you're not nobody special, and it's always a logical type of people, like that faggot motherfucker from Australia. This motherfucker's in Australia right now. Like this nigga talks about gang stalking and organic portals. This nigga, his fucking parents gave him a boat to live on, and he kicked out of the boat because he cusses. He just talks hella shit, and he thinks people are stalking because he's delusional. And he got mad at my channel because I'm not delusional like him. So he started going on this tirade against me. Oh, you don't talk about gang stalking. Like, nigga, I don't have mental schizophrenia. I don't have delusions. You do. That's why you got kicked out the boat and you're homeless, don't even have shit, and you're living fucking walking around. All your videos is you walking around talking about gang stalking, motherfucker. And you blame gang stalking, nigga. That's you. You got kicked out of a fucking boat that you didn't have to pay rent on because you were harassing people, saying they're gang stalking you. And because I wasn't making videos harassing random people, saying they're gang stalking me, you got mad at my channel, nigga. Like, it's just like, and then all the information he watched for me, somehow I don't know anything. But how the fuck did you find me? And how are you so that heavily invested? And even when you talk about my channel and shit, like he'll make a video and break it down. So obviously at one point you were watching my channel, because I'm not breaking down no video unless at one point I watched the whole thing. Like the way he was talking about it, you can tell at one point he watched the video. So it's always these weird type of people, like they're not even really into spirituality. Like that one nigga who's making fun of Mooney Mercury, he probably believes in aliens. He probably believes in gang stalking. He probably watches Terrence McKenna and what's that old ass, that dead old ass wrinkly white bitch, Cannon Dolores, that old ass bitch that all these white people be fucking wetting their panties over every time they see her, like she's some type of messiah or some shit. Like they always like he watches like bitches like her and Terrence McKenna, um, fucking what's that motherfucker who owns that show, the Rogan Show. I don't even know these people are not even they're useless to me. Like they're people who watch shit like that, so they have a very, I don't even want to say it's logical. It's a retarded mind, because a logical mind will be like a scientist. Even though a scientist is on some bullshit, they're more logical than a fucking retard. This nigga doesn't even know how to even create a concoction to create a pharmaceutical medicine. So there's that type of logic, how to create pharmaceutical, how to create bombs, which that's stupid, but that's one type of logic. And then there's a retarded logic where you're logic for no reason. Like you try to act like you're somebody who's in that field and talk like them, and you want to debunk everybody like they're wrong, but you don't even like, you don't have no grounding point of where you're standing on. Like you're all over the fucking place. You're quoting Dolo, you're quoting this person, then you're just gang stalking, like, and then they try to act like get the fuck out of here, nigga. You're all over the place. People like that need to get off the internet and don't even be on the internet. People like that don't even ever need to click on a link. And I mean that. I'm gonna probably end this video, guys. I'm gonna read some more questions. Shout out to Prince CC. It's good with it. I should have dropped. Well, I'm not gonna drop the live stream. It's kind of, we're getting to the end of the live stream, and I'm really trying to yeah, trying to wrap this one up right now. I'll probably be on a little later. The next live stream I'll be on, I'll drop down. I should have dropped it early when there was a lot more people in the room, if anyone wanted to add their opinion. But I'm about to end this one. And let's see, what do you think about Fernando? I don't even know who he is. Is he that guy who talks about a show? Let me go look him up real quick. Fernando Pudrome. Hold on, let me go look him up. I watched him like one time years ago. I can't give you an analysis on him because I don't watch him. But I seen him like years ago, and he was just blabbering about something, and I just got bored, and I have to watch his videos. I probably next live stream I can give you my opinion on what I think it is, but like he's just another regular person on the internet, man. Like ain't nothing. This is another person just where like he looks kind of unhinged. I watched him. He's kind of like unhinged and shit. I don't think he's mentally. I think he just fucking. That's just his personality. Some people just have a very eccentric personality. Um, so I don't know. I would have to watch the video to see. Yeah. Give me a minute, guys. But yeah, I don't even attract people that watch my channel. Like People that are logical and like the people Mooney Mercury. I used to attract people like that when I was on some bullshit. Then what happens is when you cater to the audience, you will attract people like that. And when you start talking real shit, then what happens is they will start trying to what are you talking about? You're not talking about nothing. It's like, bitch, what the fuck do you mean I'm not talking about nothing? If it's on my channel and it's uploaded, it's something. It's just nothing that you want to hear, bitch. So get the fuck out of here. So they'll leave little remark. Why are you talking about this? And anytime you have people in your life that are trying to influence you to do something, don't put the whole blame on them. Put the blame on yourself a little bit, because that means you're in a certain frequency and vibration that they can smell that you actually give a fuck about their opinion. Because anybody who truly, when it comes to spirituality and knowledge and stuff like this, anybody who knows you don't give a fuck about their opinion, they're not even gonna leave a comment. They'll be too scared because they know you're gonna get that fucking verbal ass whipping, if not physical, if you know where the fuck they stay at. Maybe spiritual if you want to take it that route. But you're gonna get some type of fucking asshole, so they know to stand back and stand. They know to stand back. So you have to look at yourself, because when I attracted that type of trash, that Mooney Mercury exposed people who are nitpick and try to point something wrong. Like, bitch, whatever happened is better in your life, not pointing what I'm wrong. When you attract these type of people, it's because they sense you actually give a fuck. This is why Mooney Mercury made that video where I don't give a fuck about this shit no more. That once he makes that video, you know you're not gonna see those type of people, because they're gonna go on to somebody else, because there's no point, because they know that their words and their opinion of you isn't getting to you, because you already set that boundary. So this is why you have to always take some part and blame when you're attracting a lot of people that are trying to influence you. So make videos like this, make videos like that. Like, if you're asking me to make videos like that, that means you must think I'm a bitch nigga. Like, don't fucking do that. Like, I'm gonna have to look in the drawing, but like, am I like kind of catering to people, or because there's no way in hell that you would even have the balls to even say that. No, but you see how my comment doesn't get trolls like that and problems like that. It's because I think they already know what time it is. And if I do get a troll, it's more blatant. They're gonna be like, "Nigga, fuck you, you stupid nigger," whatever. And it's like, whatever. But the type of people that they try to make you feel guilty, that shit doesn't exist. You can't make me feel guilty for shit, especially if you ain't paying my motherfucking bills. And that's a thing a lot of you guys gotta remember. Like, none of these people on the internet are paying your bills. I'm not saying people owe you or people need to, but just that fact alone. Why do you care what a stranger thinks? He ain't. If you were down bad tomorrow and you couldn't be on YouTube because you got to get your shit together, that nigga's not gonna be there. So why do you give a fuck what that nigga says? It ain't like they're donating or they're gonna help you, or there's a cause that they're trying to donate. Like, they're not doing shit. These people are on some bullshit themselves. A lot of these people, like, they're like, what the fuck is that dude doing in his? Like, I look at the dude. He obviously looked like he has a lot of energetic blockages. His skin looks pale as fuck. The way he's talking and coming across, his aura and his energy looks very pale. So there's something in his life he's not doing. And I'm talking to the guy who Mooney Mercury roasted. That fucking, I don't know if he watches my shit or not. Probably does, because Mooney Mercury shouts my shit out, and the whole group of people that he watches, I'm kind of part of that whole niche. So I'm sure he stumbled across my videos, nigga. Don't be pulling that shit on my video, bitch ass nigga. I'll cuss you the fuck out, real talk. That's probably, he already knows what's up. Like, the fuck, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. What are you gonna tell me how you don't agree with me because I said something that's really not even important? The thing that you don't agree with me on, it, even if you could agree with me on it, your life is still gonna be the way it is, bitch. So that's why I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this YouTube shit. And I'm gonna read a few more of these comments, and I think I'm gonna be out. It's a lawsuit. Okay, I think I read all the comments. Let me go up. Shout out to everybody in the room, though, for real. Everyone who joined the room, shout out everyone out. Yeah, I'm on day 5 of my fast right now. And I also I want to make a video talking about my because this Qigong, I was doing Qigong for like, I've been doing Qigong for going on 7 months, and the Qigong, it helps with the fast. Like, before I was doing Qigong, before I was doing Qigong, every time I get around day 5, I will feel a certain way. I don't want to say I was hungry, because I'm not hungry, But before I was doing Qigong, I wouldn't be hungry. But I feel like the hunger is like it's not even there. Like the same hunger I felt on day one is like now. So this is why I say the yoga, the Qigong, and the fasting put together, that's a fucking wrecking force. When you merge those together, this is what I would suggest you guys do is for all you guys who are new to fasting or you're very amateur, I would say forget the fasting or maybe fast once a week, but do Qigong intensively every day, twice a day, 30 minutes, twice a day. If you can't do an hour, twice a day for at least a month, 2 months. From there, and then while you're doing that, also do yoga, full body yoga, neck, back. I'm gonna do a yoga session, and then not only that, fast. When you fast, no, actually, when you do the yoga and the qigong for at least 2 months straight, you're gonna build yourself a lot of energy. What they call prana. It ain't called prana. It's called energy. When you build that energy up, then when you go on the fast, when you're hungry and your body doesn't have nothing to grab, like no food in your stomach, it's going to start pulling from that prana and it's going to sustain you on your fast. So this is why I say start doing energy exercise is something that everybody can do. You can be eating junk food and you can do it. You don't have to be eating health. I'm not saying you should, as you get into it, you want to put more nourishment in the body, obviously. But a lot of you guys who are just starting on day one, you're eating garbage, you work a shitty job, but you can do Qigong. And once you do Qigong, then you're going to build energy. Do it for like twice a day, every day. Don't miss a day for at least a month, 2 months. I'll say a month. You're going to notice a buildup of energy. This is when you start implementing your fast. And while you're doing this, don't forget the yoga because the yoga is going to open up the channels so you can have it because it's still just like you're building energy with Qigong, you're building energy with yoga, but it's a different type of method. You're bringing the energy in, you're bringing it in more of a, in more of a, I don't want to say masculine ways. Like it's just a different way of bringing energy in. You're releasing the muscles because you have to do the yoga because the qigong it will only if the qigong will generate energy, but if your muscles are tight, the energy won't be able to flow through it. So you have to release the muscle. You have to physically get in the muscle and release it. Just you waving your hands is not going to release muscle like that. It's going to do some, but not as much as yoga. So you gotta do both. And once you doing that for at least a couple months, then do like a 5 day fast. You'll notice how easier it is. And then you just keep building upon that. And then inevitably you keep doing this, you'll be able to take it to the next level. But I'm gonna end this video right here, guys, and I'm out. Peace.